We're going to start with the market structural analysis. So what does that encompass? We're going to talk about structure a lot. We're going to talk about price structural environments, different environments. We're going to talk about the changes of character, changes of behavior. You probably all have seen schematics, Wyckoff schematics, the ones that I've posted on the stock charts years ago. Those are extremely popular. And we'll talk about what is it that with the schematics that we need to see. Schematics to me is more of the guideline. In sessions 6 to 10, we're going to talk a lot about supply and demand. And this is probably one of my favorite topics, just in general in technical analysis or chart reading. We'll talk about volume and price analysis, how effort versus result could be seen on the chart. And we're going to concentrate on the bar by bar, swing by swing analysis, and also historical. And then for a couple of sessions, we'll talk about the relative and comparative analysis. This is relatively similar to everything what institutional people are doing. So that's why we want to know how they think and how we make that selection. Now, sometimes when students say that they base their selection on the relative and comparative analysis, I beg to differ a little bit. I think that selection analysis extends beyond that, and it actually goes into supply and demand as well. Because there are, as I always say, a lot of opportunities in the market. There are fewer opportunities that you can recognize. There are fewer opportunities that you recognize and that are going to outperform. And there are even fewer opportunities out of that that you could recognize they will outperform the market. And at the same time, the ones that you could actually execute at a very high level. So we are going to show you the way how we look at the relative and comparative analysis. I'm going to introduce you some of the proprietary stuff that we've developed, and we'll talk a lot about filtering and scanning. And the idea here is just to identify the best out of the best opportunities for the market environment that we are currently in, and then uses the least amount of time to come up with those ideas. And then in the next two sessions, we'll talk about the trade management, your points of entry, your stop loss, how do we move the stop loss, your trims, your add-ons, your exits, sizing, portfolio sizing, and so on and so forth. But more on that will be done in WTC2 class. And I would say that the trade management, once you start reading the chart correctly, becomes extremely easy affair, because once you understand the rules of engagement and you see how the chart develops, then it's way easier just to trade just in general. Session number 15 is usually devoted to the Q&A for the whole semester. So this is just a collection of a bunch of questions, and we spend like a couple of hours going through many questions. That doesn't mean that you cannot ask me the question during the class. If you're in a live class, yeah, shoot away, ask me a question.